far as the majority of the people of hellfire, this is true. The Prophet ﷺ said in an authentic hadith, O women folk, give a lot in charity because I've seen you the majority of the people of hellfire. And he explained that the vast majority of the women are in hell due to one of their major sins, which is being ungrateful to their husbands, expressing their ingratitude, not being appreciative of whatever their husbands do to them. And this is why they are the vast majority of the people of hell. However, this doesn't mean that they are a minority in paradise, which is an issue of dispute. But a number of companions used to consider that the women are also the majority of the people of paradise, either because in population, the number of women is usually greater than the number of men. This is why on earth, a man can marry up to 4 women. This is why we see in front of us that the demand for women is far less than the supply of women. So if I were to get married, I have a whole range to choose from. But it's not the other way around, because the amount of women is greater than the amount of men. And the Prophet told us at the end of time, a man would be the guardian, the custodian, the safekeeper of 50 women, 50, which means that the men are less in number. Men die much more than women due to wars, to accidents, and people get more girls than boys of their offspring. This is how Allah Azza wa Jal made things to be. So some of the companions, such as Abu Hurairah, etc., say that every man has 2 women in paradise, which means that they think that the women are the majority, whether they are humans or including the Hur al-Ain, and this is in Allah's knowledge. The most people who exaggerate are the sisters. Why? This is mentioned in an authentic hadith. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, O women folk, give charity, for I've seen you the vast majority of people of hellfire. He said, Oof, Prophet of Allah, why? He said, because you show your ingratitude. In Arabic, kufr. So they said, do we make kufr with Allah? He said, no, you show your ingratitude to your husband. If your husband is good to you all year round, but he makes a mistake once, you say, I've never seen anything good from you. Subhanallah. And this is something that most women, not all, most women do when they're angry. So they neglect all the goodness in men, in her husband. Is it possible that she never had a good time with her husband? Not a single day? Nothing? No, but when she's angry, this is what comes out of her. Now, the sisters, they say, okay, but Sheikh, men do this. Do men do this? The men are saying no. The men are known to be liars. The men do this religiously. We do this all the time. The only difference is that Allah placed a lot of burden on women more than men. So if they do this, they go to hell. If we do this, we will be punished, but not as much. Why? Because we have more responsibilities than the women. We have to work, we have to provide, we have to meet the people outside, we have to suffer greatly, while the sister is sitting between 4 walls. Yes, it's boring, but she's safe. She doesn't have to go to bed worrying like me. How am I going to pay the rent? How am I going to pay the electricity bill? They gave me a notice, if you don't pay in 5 days, we are going to cut the power, this and that. Okay, what about the children's school fees? What about this? My father is asking me for money. My mother says that I did not send her her monthly allowance. While the sister, they have problems. Mainly, when I'm going to do the laundry, when am I going to cook the biryani? It's going to be chicken or meat. Well, they have problems. But the problems of the men are far greater. This is why the Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, in a hadith, to prove that, yes, men do the same. He says, no believing man should hate a believing woman If he hates one of her characteristics, he will be pleased with another. So even men, when you find that your wife is nagging, I hate this in my wife. Yeah, but she's beautiful, akhi. She is a good cook. My mom loves her. Because she's nagging, she speaks a lot. My mom loves people who speak. I don't speak at all. So my mom sits 6 hours with her chit-chatting. I don't know what they talk about, but she loves her and thinks of her the world. So if you hate her nagging, there are so many things you love. Be fair and realistic.